What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, back with another episode. Make sure to catch up on all the recruiting news right here on the Bluebloods. Had three big transfers and commitments yesterday that you guys can go check out on the channel. Stay tuned for a huge interview this coming Monday. Stay tuned for social media for more announcements on that. But we had to get into some recruitments this weekend, man, as Dejuan Miller announces his transfer to Tarleton State from UAPB. This is a guy who was a former SWAC Freshman of the Year, was an FCS Freshman All-American, a box row All-American as well, and also a third team preseason All SWAC All American back in 2020 as well. This guy is going to bring a lot to the Tarleton State team, and I'm really excited to see how he fits into this offense, man. Let's get into a little bit about Dejuan Miller is, man. 6'2", 185. He's coming in as a junior, and I already mentioned all the accolades that he already has, but the SWAC Freshman of the Year being the biggest one was really a big part in UAPB in the spring season, making it all the way to the SWAC title as well. He has a 100-yard receiving games. When you look at 2019, man, top 10 in the SWAC in catches, top 10 in receiving yards, top 10 in receiving touchdowns, and had 6 games of 88 or more yards that season. Back in 2018, as a true freshman, led the team with 56 catches for over 800 yards and 6 receiving touchdowns, man. He was doing it all at an extremely early age at UAPB. And you look at his freshman year was highlighted. His real breakout performance came against Grambling. In that game, he had 10 catches for 142 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. And he can just go make plays, man. He's a huge playmaker, was one for UAPB, but I felt like due to the coaching, a little bit of instability in terms of what was going on up at UAPB on the offensive side of the ball. He's going to Tarleton State now, which had one of a really good offense last year. They have an experienced quarterback in Stephen Duncan. They got great running backs, even though they just lost McDonald to the NFL draft. And wide receiver was a big need for Tarleton State, and they're already pushing in the WAC to potentially this next season be eligible for postseason play, even though they have not served the full time since they moved up from D2 just about a year or so ago. But you're looking at this team in Tarleton State. How is Miller going to fit in to what they do? They're a very balanced offense, but they're missing their two best wide receivers from last year. Tariq Bitson and JF Thomas, both they combined for over 60 catches, combined for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. They were the top two wide receivers last year for Tarleton State in a big year at the FCS level and in the WAC. So I think Dejuan Miller comes in and you're looking at him as potentially wide receiver one for this team. And you look at just the scheme fit that he brings. He can be a deep threat. He is great in one-on-one situations. He can get up and get the ball, and he does a great job high pointing the ball, and he has he has very strong hands in terms of just coming down with it in difficult situations. Excellent body control too, as you're seeing in the highlights. When he goes up, he has the ability to contort his body to where he needs, and he's able to keep his balance, keep his composure in those situations. And also, he has excellent vision. He can play a little bit on special teams. He played on defense in high school as well. He sees the field very well, and that allows him to take some of those short passes and find a way upfield to get some extra yards. So I think Dejuan Miller is exactly what Tarleton State needed to just put this offense at that next level. And I think him and Stephen Duncan potentially could be one of the best QB wide receiver duos in the FCS right now. Now, the WAC is going to be extremely strong this year. Sam Houston State's still there. Stephen F. Austin is absolutely loaded right now. Incarnate Word comes over as well, and they got a solid quarterback transfer from Nichols and Lindsay. There's a lot of competition in the WAC this year, but Tarleton State looks to be a dark horse, and their addition of Dejuan Miller is absolutely one to look out for. But this is a huge loss for UAPB. You're losing a SWAC freshman of the year, a multi-time All-American, and arguably one of your best wide receivers. But when you look at Miller's decision. He picked a team that had an immediate need at that spot, a scheme that he fits very well in, and a team that has a really, really good quarterback. When you're at a wide receiver spot, that quarterback to wide receiver connection is so important. And you have a top 10 quarterback in Steven Duncan right now at Tarleton State that is going to be able to deliver him the ball. So huge news. Dejuan Miller announces his transfer to Tarleton State from UAPB, former SWAC Freshman of the Year, former SWAC All-American as well, FCS All-American. Huge news here. So comment below, what do you think Miller can bring to Tarleton State? Do you think this team now can be a dark horse in the WAC only in their second or third year at the FCS level? That's the big question. And also, how big of a loss is this for UAPB, and how do they replace a guy like Miller at the wide receiver spot? Comment all that below. Hit the like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the recruiting content across the FCS, man. But until next time, guys, for the Blue Bloods, we are out for right now.